What's up, Scorpio? Welcome to my channel, The People's Court Tarot. Well, you pretty much know the premise of this channel. There are three sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth. So here at People's Court Tarot, I just pull cards to look at whatever your grievance might be, and then I pull cards to see what the other person would have to say, and then I pull oracle cards at the end to get a verdict, like a fair message from the universe for both sides, okay? Also, I just want to say thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to my old subscribers. And if you're watching this video but you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please take a moment now to hit the subscribe button and to also click the bell so you'll get notifications of when I put out new videos. And also, I welcome comments. Please comment under the video and let me know whether or not this case resonated with you. Okay? All right, Scorpio. So let's see, what is your grievance? What's your issue? The Six of Swords. So there might be someone leaving you, or there might be someone sending you away. But either way, it's the type of situation where maybe you know that going away from a situation is what's best for you, or you know that someone going away from you is what's best for them. But even though you know that, it doesn't make the going any easier. And then there's also like a sense of protection with the Six of Swords. So there might be a way in which someone is protected from you, or there might be a way in which you feel like you need to be protected from someone else, and that's what's bothering you. Okay. I also feel like someone is just watching you, or you're watching someone, because we have the Three of Wands here, and it's just someone kind of waiting. It could be that when you, like, if you're in a situation where you feel like you need to be protected, or you feel like you need to leave or move or whatever it is, it's almost like when you get to where you're going, that person is waiting for you. It's like that person, they're there, and you can't get away from them. So you could get away from them, but it's almost like you'd have to stay in the water to get away from them. Which is like I feel like you're able to do that because you are a Scorpio, and Scorpio is a water sign. If you need to stay in your feelings, or if you need to stay in an energy where things are fluctuating and you don't quite know what's going on, I feel like you're able to do that because that is the nature of your sign. But then with the Magician came out, I feel like the things that you have to do from that space make you very sad. It might make you feel very combative. It might make you feel I don't know, I'm getting power struggle. But the only way, I mean, if you think about it, right? If you're a fish or some sort of animal that lives in deep water, and there's a power struggle with something else that's on the surface, the only way that you can have power over that thing is to bring it down. Is to bring it down into the depths of the water, which, Scorpio, that is what your sign rules, these watery depths. But I feel like you don't like to have power struggles in this way because it forces you to bring other people down, which also forces you to go down. And so if you had been trying to be like in a more lighter energy, if you had been in a space of healing, I feel like it's been usurped, and now you're just focusing on this painful situation. And I feel like that was not the path that you wanted. Okay. So let's get more details about this situation. Whatever this situation was, it was new. This is a new situation. I feel like it's not necessarily something you would have chosen, but it just kind of came out of nowhere, and it looked good, and it felt right in your spirit, and so you went with it. It could have had to do with money or stability, or I don't know. I feel like whatever this was, it was a new situation, but maybe you had thought about it for a long time. You felt like you knew everything you needed to know about the situation, even though it was new. But I feel like maybe there were some things held back from you. that ended up making you have to break your word, or putting you in a situation where you're like outside of your own situation in some sort of way. There's some sort of movement, I feel like, that you were worried about, or that you tried to plan for, but like there's some sort of wrong idea here. Someone had the wrong idea, the wrong understanding. Which does go back to the Six of Swords that we got at the beginning, because this is about someone who has a certain understanding, but the understanding that they have is the understanding that they have to move on, or that someone has to move on from them, but it's for their best good. It's for the highest good, but it comes about in a way that doesn't feel good, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So it's kind of like a situation where I think you're upset about the fact that like what you need is not what you want. And somehow you were put in a position where something that you needed, which was not what you wanted, looked like what you wanted, and it tricked you into getting you or giving you what you need, which is not what you want. Okay, so let's see that. Okay, so what do you want, Scorpio? Let's see, what do you want? Queen of Swords, you want somebody to listen to you, to be honest with you. You want somebody to tell you what to do so that you know what to do. That's what you want. You feel lost, trapped in your mind, like you're trying to figure stuff out. You feel like the ideas that you've had have not worked, the things that you've been told have not worked, and now you're kind of stuck and trapped in this mental prison where you don't see what to do, but because your own choices, you've been bound up by your own choices. So you're bound by choice, which is kind of like, it's one of those phrases that mean two things at once, because on one hand, you are bound by choice, meaning you've chosen this situation that leaves you bound, but the other thing is that the thing that binds you is a choice. You're bound by choice, meaning there's so many options in the situation that it's almost as like there's none, because the options are paralyzing. There's so much that you could do that you don't know what to do. It's like analysis paralysis, right? So you want someone to tell you what to do to get out of that mental bind, so that you can know which way to go, know which things are valuable, which things aren't valuable. It's almost like you want someone to tell you what matters in a situation, because you can't figure that out for yourself. Okay? So that's what you want. Now let's see what you need. Let's see what you need, Scorpio. What do you need? Strength, Sun, High Priestess. You need to know exactly what makes you happy and shut the fuck up about it. I'm sorry, but it's like, that is, you need to see, the thing is, what you want is for someone to tell you what to do, but that's the exact thing that you need to stop doing, is telling anybody anything, because people don't know you as well as you know yourself, and because you've been listening to all these people, you think they know you, but the problem is you don't know you. You don't know what you want. So the only way that the universe can, if you are a person who has no idea what you want, the only way the universe can help you know what you want is by giving you exactly what you don't want. So you can identify yourself in opposition to that thing and say, okay, well, I definitely don't want this. I know for sure that I'm a person who does not want this, right? In that position where there's definitely something that you don't want, your instinct is to turn to someone else and say, okay, well, what should I do? When what you need to do is say, okay, if this is what I don't want, then by process of elimination, then what do I want? And you need to sit with that and figure that out for yourself. And then once you figure it out, you need to not even act on it, but number one, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. You need to start building up a secret, private dossier of just information about you. Like, that's top secret shit that you don't tell anyone. That is something that I guess Scorpios are supposed to have naturally, because they're the ruler of secrets. But you may have other elements in your chart that are more talkative and more sharing, and those elements might be kind of fucking you up. You might have some Gemini in your chart, because I did see the Eight of Swords here, which is a Gemini card. You might have some Aquarius in your chart. Oh, and the Lover's card is here. That's Gemini. You might have some Libra in your chart, because the Three of Swords is here. You might have some Pisces in your chart and some Sagittarius. You might have all, and some Virgo. All those signs are out here, but this is a Scorpio reading. So those could also be the signs of the people that are trying to tell you what you should want. None of those people are you, though, Scorpio. And your card, the Death card, is not here anywhere. So your energy is not present in your own reading. Not even any of the sub-Scorpio cards, like the Five of Cups, the Six of Cups, Seven of Cups. None of that's here. None of your cards are here. So your energy is not present. You're not present. And you want someone to tell you what to do. But the universe is giving you a situation that is forcing you to be present so that you can figure out what to do for yourself. And so the experience that you want is to be told what to do. And the experience that you need is to be completely told the wrong thing by a bunch of people, so that you get so fucking confused and turned around that you figure out what you want and you do what you want. And you stop listening to other people above yourself. And you start talking to yourself louder but secretly. And don't tell anyone. What you want or what you're going to do. Okay. So let's see what the other person has to say. What does the other person have to say, Scorpio? I'm sorry, I'm already at 12 minutes, so I'm not gonna spend as much time with this other person as I did with you, but that's okay. It's your reading. They can click on their own sign if they want more time. Okay, so the other sign is known as the Crosswatcher. What does the Crosswatcher have to say? Four of Wands. So this person, I think, feels very close to you. I think this person feels like the decisions that you make affect them. So they feel like, and this person could be an Aries or have Aries in their chart. There's also Taurus energy here, Libra energy here. This person could just feel like, our stability depends on each other. Not to say it's a codependent situation, but it's a new situation. I feel like this person was very hopeful about this new situation in which the two of you came together. And with this Three of Wands here, I feel like this person is saying that they waited for you and you never showed up. Which is interesting, because there was so much about your energy, about you not being present and needing other people to tell you what to do. So I think this person is just saying that they were waiting to do something that unified with you, and you never showed up. And I think somehow that put the situation in a defensive mode, because this is 4 Wands plus 3 Wands, that equals the 7 of Wands. And the 7 of Wands, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's a card with a person who they're just in a very defensive stance, and they feel like they're defending themselves amongst or against a lot of spirits, not just one. So I would say a lot of different people telling them what to do. This person could have felt like they were on the defensive against the people in your energy who are telling you what to do, even though those people are not present. And they would have nothing to do. It's like there was an opportunity presented to be successful, to be focused, guided, forthcoming, forthright. After a long time, after a long buildup, it's like after a long buildup, someone is finally ready for, if this could be a relationship, or this is just, they're ready to do this new thing, this new situation, this new opportunity that is definitely a community. There's two people's energy here or more. But collaborative is the word I'm looking for. This person is saying there was supposed to be some sort of a collaboration, and they brought it all, or you brought it all. Somebody brought it all. But the other person that they're waiting for did not show up. There's really strong fire energy here. We have Leo energy, Virgo energy, more Leo energy, but also Aries energy just as strongly. But not as strongly. But not because of the nature of there's the same amount of cards, but it's just the Aries cards are, well, it doesn't matter. There's also Cancer energy here, High Priestess energy. I just feel like somebody felt like maybe they felt like you wanted all of me. Maybe this person's saying like you wanted me, and I brought everything I said I was going to bring for this new situation, and then when I got there you didn't want me. There was something that you didn't want, and you gave up. I sacrificed. Someone feels like they sacrificed something. They gave up something, and this other person, this could be you, Scorpio, didn't want any of that. And so this other person is like they waited for something that didn't show up. They waited for another half of a situation that did not show up. And I feel like it threw things off balance, very much so. Because the very idea of what was supposed to happen was harmed. There was some power. There was some energy that was supposed to be put in this situation that just was not put there. Somebody just stayed in their own energy and their own power. And so it was like somebody just wanted to be stable by themselves or with themselves, but not with this this other person who was really optimistic and really emotionally feeling ready for this, and it just caused like a lot of disappointment. But I feel like even in the disappointment, this person is saying they went back to work. They tried to heal the situation on their own. They try to be happy within themselves. I feel like this person feels like they reclaim their power, but then someone didn't like that. So this is kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, because maybe at this point, if you're into it already, then you're into it, and then it's like the energy just being passed back and forth was not or is not ideal. Someone feels like for some reason it's like, okay, I don't get anything out of your happiness. I don't get anything out of that, because it looks like somebody was maybe bringing money or bringing just some sort of a resource. But when it wasn't reciprocated, maybe this person kept their resources to themselves but still was happy or still was at peace, even though the situation was not what it was expected to be. And then this other person feels like that's not a strong enough investment, even though this other person didn't invest at all. Okay, I'm just going to get to the verdict, Scorpio. There's just a lot to do here with matching each other. Matching. Did you match my energy? Did you match my effort? Did you match my input? Did you match me? And Scorpio, I would just go back and say, as far as your side of the reading, it is very hard to match anyone if you don't know who you are. If you don't know what you have to offer, then how can you match someone on what they're offering? It looks like this other person knew exactly what they had to offer, and you did not know what you had to offer, but you had somehow offered something, and this person showed up. Okay, so let's get the verdict for both sides. Verdict for both sides. Scorpio, your verdict is trauma. Oh my goodness. And Crosswatcher, your verdict is loss, with baggage at the bottom of the deck. So before I even read what the messages on these cards, I just want to say is obvious that both of you are dealing with things that have nothing to do with each other. Or, it's like both of you are having baggage in this situation. So the first thing I just want to say is I think kindness is key here. Okay. Scorpio, your card trauma says deep, long-term unresolved suffering from an emotional, physical, or spiritually painful event that you may not even remember or acknowledge. This includes historical, ancestral events as well as personal negative events in your present life. Unearthing and bringing to consciousness traumatic events allows us to resolve them and we move forward confidently. When we release the event of the past, we break its energetic hold on us. Then we are able to create a future free from past suffering. And then Crosswatcher, your card loss says potentially includes all things we love and depend on, from death, divorce, love, jobs, friendship, and pets. For some time, helpless grief may fill the void. Although loss may devastate, it can also open like a hidden and unseen door, a moment for us to more deeply explore our place in the stream of life. When things fall apart, we have a powerful catalyst to love, find meaning, be kind to ourselves, and refocus on what means the most to us in our lives. Okay. Well, Scorpio, I think this is trying to say for you, I think you were triggered. There's some sort of way in which you are not present because of triggers. There's some sort of triggers that you experienced, I feel like, make you leave your body and leave your decision-making faculties. And that is why you rely on other people to tell you what to do. But since those other people don't know you, they probably lead you to situations that make you experience more trauma because those situations don't fit who you truly are. And it has probably created so much trauma over time that you completely don't trust yourself. And you probably also don't even trust the people that you ask for advice. But it's probably a force of habit right now. So you are going to have to sit with the things that make you want to leave your body because you have a body. You are a person on this earth, and you have to. It's like you have it's like a car and no one's driving. It's like, but people can't help but be alive and move and interact with other people in this world. So you have to be responsible for being present and driving your car, because part of being a person involves relationships. We have to steer these ships together. And if you're just leaving all the steering up to another person, but you're always the miserable passenger upset about the destination, then of course you wouldn't want to be on that ship. You're going to have to take some control and some responsibility for the places in your life that you end up, because you've completely given up control of your life. And so if you are uncomfortable sitting in the messes that you've made, it's like if you would sit in it, you wouldn't make these messes because you would be in control. But it's just going to take an initial amount of discipline and care for yourself and for what's happening, what probably keeps happening, in order to stop it. But it's like you just have to be uncomfortable first, but then after that it'll get so much easier. And it's going to continue to get harder to keep running away from yourself, because I feel like the stakes and the pain and the situations are just going to get worse and worse and worse. So at some point you're just going to have to stop and like take control. Okay. For the Crosswatcher, I'm just feeling like a sense of disappointment and a sense of loss. And I guess you're just going to have to get comfortable with loss so that you stop letting your intuition guide you into situations that aren't really very solid. You might be so used to loss that you cannot recognize the things that are valuable or not, because you just might be reaching for anything. So you might have to just take more time before entering into certain relationships and situations and observe them for more to see if they're really solid in the first place. Because here's the thing, you can't lose what you didn't have. So you have to really pay attention and focus on if you have that thing or not before you place any weight on it. It's almost like climbing a ladder but stepping on a rung that's broken. It's like you have to test the weight first before you just step all the way there and find out there was nothing there. Okay. All right, that concludes this reading for you, Scorpio, and for the Crosswatcher. Once again, I thank you for visiting my channel. If you would like a personal reading, all that information is in the description box below. And if you haven't yet, please take the time to subscribe and to like this video. Peace.